Chris, are people? I guess we're worried about the voting for the last one.
Mic check.
We never posted anything for the last one, so.
Oh, okay.
And is there going to be a prize at all?
Yes, but hi,
Oh,
it's
oh.
11 o'clock on a Tuesday, which is unusual for us. But it's Tony and Chelsea live. We're looking at your photos. We're covering the latest in photo news.
We've had some
And-
great, fun chit chat this week.
Yes, a lot has been happening in the last week.
So
Stuff
much
is crazy.
happening.
But first, this episode is brought to you by Squarespace.
Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make your next move with Squarespace. They have beautiful award-winning designer templates. It looks like a pro designed your site, and you don't have to do anything. They have an all-in-one platform and 24/7 customer support, which I've never needed because it's so easy to use. If you can drag and drop, you can make a Squarespace site. So go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code PORTFOLIO. That gets you 10% off and lets Squarespace know that we are dope.
Hey, if you already have a Squarespace portfolio, go to sdp.io/link. Send it in and we might review your portfolio live during the show. We'll definitely look at least one portfolio coming up soon.
Portfolio.
You can go to sdp.io/submit to send in your picture that features leading lines. Now, every week we have some people submit pictures that don't meet our criteria. We always get too many pictures, so we get a little picky about the criteria. Leading lines are lines that draw your attention towards a focal point
But
or draw
Tony-
your attention through a picture.
Do they have to be literal lines, like power lines?
No, they could be the water coming up on a beach creates a line. There are lots of different
Yes.
types of lines, but they should go somewhere. Don't just send in
gotta
a
go somewhere.
cityscape is not leading lines. It has lines,
Has
but
lines.
they're not leading. This picture is an example of leading lines. You took this picture, I think, Chelsea. The lines of the wall and the boardwalk go into the lighthouse. They draw your attention there.
I did
It's
that.
impossible to
See
not
that?
look at that lighthouse.
See
It's
what I did?
hypnotizing you.
Next week, we're doing another show in the morning on a Tuesday because it's Halloween and y'all voted for spooky photos.
Yeah, we just have a lot going on. So the past couple of Thursdays have been
Yeah.
booked.
Yeah.
While you submit your photos, we're going to go over a little bit of photo news. We'll look at some pictures. We'll come back and we'll look at some more news. The first thing I wanted to cover in the news is a follow-up on the fundraiser that we've had at sdp.io/prwater. If you haven't been following, Chelsea has been working with Michael Andrews, who you might know as Michael the Maven. He is a operations director at the Salvation Army, currently distributing food and water to the good people of Puerto Rico in the wake of Hurricane Maria. Still, more than 1/3 of the island, more than 1 million people on the island, 3 million people on the island, I think.
3.5, yeah.
More than 1 million people do not have running water.
Because of you, you guys donated almost $40,000 and we shipped hundreds of filters down and we got to go and meet the people that needed them. People drinking out of streams, people drinking unclean water and their kids were getting sick. And we got to hook up the filters, put the water in, filter it out, show them how to use it. And because of you, there are kids now that have clean drinking water. And it's 88 degrees and humid there, so it's extremely needed.
Right. And while they are distributing bottles of water, as this picture shows, there's no way that we can keep up the pace of distributing all these bottles of water because these people are going to be without water for a long time. The damage is devastating. So
But there's
these
still
filters,
time to help. Yeah, just
these
go-
filters provide tens of thousands of gallons of water to people collectively,
Yeah.
not each individual filter. And it can literally save lives. And it's a rare opportunity for charity because basically 100% of the money you donate goes to actually purchasing the filters. People have UPS donated the shipping, very generous of them. FEMA donated the vans that the Salvation Army is donating the staffing to actually go and deliver these things. We have volunteers from the Department of Homeland Security working to make sure that it goes smoothly and doing scouting so they can find people in the remote locations. It's an amazing coordinated effort. Even the manufacturer of the filters has given us a steep discount, so the money you donate goes even farther. I want to show off just a couple of pictures. You can donate some at sdp.io/prwater. Here's our friend Michael the Maven, Michael Andrews, where people in Puerto Rico, these people had been drinking bottles of water distributed by various organizations. But they'd been gathering water from streams to do their laundry and bathe in. And you know what? Some of these people were drinking this water too. This spout is literally in the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
That's where it's coming from. And so it's a natural water source. Here he's gathering the water into the water filter bag so he can push it through. And here he is demonstrating it to the people. They didn't all believe that the water could be made safe. So
Well,
he felt
because
the
not
need to
all filters are
demonstrate it.
safe.
Right.
This filter is also a purifier. It has iodine in it, so it sterilizes the water, cleans the water almost completely. And he wanted to show people that because they had heard that you couldn't use filters. So he was a good sport. He was using it right out of the bag, and you can see people really got a kick out of it.
Yeah, everybody loves him. This guy was a huge fan, told him that he should be a preacher. Michael's Spanish has gotten really good.
Michael's
I love that guy. He's really working hard to. He has a good sense of humor about it. He doesn't actually speak Spanish, but he traveled around with a translator. And this is the filter that we're using. So please, if you have clean drinking water for you and your family, help some people out who don't. Go to sdp.io/prwater. Let's raise as much money as we can. There's not an end to this project in sight. We will keep shipping as many filters as we can to people and helping as many people as we can.
Thank you, everybody.
You want to take a look at some pictures before we start covering the rest of the news? Okay.
Yeah.
I bet
Let's
people
look
have
at some
sent
of
in
their pictures. I'm sure they've got.
It's going to take me a second.
This is going to be a good one, I think. So if you're just joining us, we're looking at your leading line photos. We've got some photo news coming up, some really fun chit chat. And we just went over our trip to Puerto Rico and how we distributed the filters that all of you bought. It's so awesome that all of us photographers can work together and make something good happen. Feels good. All right, what do we have here? Are you okay? Do you know what's really cool? Remember how we always give likes and pics and 5 stars, and everybody's always like, what do you do with those? And we say, nothing. Well, Chris Reddy, who's our screener today, who you can't see, you can see his picture, but his stream isn't working.
I'm here.
He's here. He's here. Hi, Chris.
Hello.
He had the great idea to compile all of the pics, and then you can vote on your favorite ones, and the winner will get a prize. So now it means something, you know? It's pretty exciting.
I think Chris must still be screening pictures because I'm not really seeing any. But we do have.
They'll be there in a second, Tom.
Okay, I appreciate it. Here's our first example of a picture with leading lines taken in a tunnel. What do you think, Chelsea?
I think it's really cool. I mean, they took something very simple and then they processed it in a way that makes it look like sci-fi. It's just walls, but it almost looks like lights. It looks very cool.
Yeah, I think they did a good job. They super crushed the blacks, but I think this sort of image, especially on a place like Instagram where the thumbnails are really small, will work really well because it's just really eye-catching. I know Chris is frantically screening your pictures. We should probably just give him a chance, but we'll go through a couple more pictures.
You should have some to upload now.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, I got some, Chris. Thank you.
There's the leading lines of the lights is a really strong leading line that I see. And she's definitely framed by this pillar, but I would not say that that leading line is the most prominent part of the photo. But it is an interesting compositional element.
Yeah, I definitely think the lines support the image here because we do have these lines kind of coming down and these vertical lines bring us over to the subject. So I do think that they help. And sometimes it's serendipitous that you get these sort of lines and you realize, hey, part of the reason that this works is because of the support of the leading lines. To me, this picture, it definitely has lines in it.
They're more framing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that any of them are leading in, but they do kind of make it interesting. And I do like the vertical line through the subject there. I would say this is a great opportunity to think about how to provide your contrast in your subject, one of the elements of visual weight.
Mm-hmm.
If this bird were against this brighter background here, it would have so much more pop. And you can control the relationship between the foreground and the background just by moving to the side or bending your knees a little bit or raising your camera up a little bit. So think about the contrast and put a dark subject against a bright subject to make it really pop.
Here's one with a really interesting leading line. You can see that the railing is leading to her hand and then upper arm and to her face. I like that about it.
Yeah, I like that too. And rails like this are a great opportunity to work leading lines.
Tony North crop. Would you change the crop a little bit?
I think you're thinking this because the balance feels a little off,
It's a
right?
little
Almost
unbalanced.
everything is in the left half of the picture, and it kind of feels like it's going to fall off the right side of the screen, right? But we do have some room to crop here, and in fact, I think this makes the leading line a little more powerful. Yeah, I think that's a great shot and great light, great pose on the model's part.
Loving that
Great shot,
dress.
Rosie.
Velvet's so in right now, Rosie. Okay.
I'm just brightening it up a little bit.
Eric with Funky Tree. Um, Definitely interesting. I think I might, there's not a lot of contrast, like their skin doesn't have a lot of contrast. That can sometimes happen when you put a portrait into black and white. So I might put a little contrast there. Um, and I think the tree is very cool. It is kind of all leading into them. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the lines of the tree help bring everything in. I wish those lines had a little more contrast. The background back
Yeah.
here is a little bit muddy, and because there's not a lot of contrast between them and the trees, it does just become a little. It feels a little bit cluttered.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I think it works. I think it definitely fits the theme. Um, I would also, posing can be hard, especially with people who might not be say professional models, like people who don't have practice being in front of a camera. So we might try a couple of different poses with these guys. Great shot, Eric. I think this is a cool picture and definitely a gorgeous bridge. I love
Yeah.
all the vegetation and the colors. I don't see the leading lines in it, but I think it's a great picture.
Same.
Just making a few tweaks.
Same.
Why don't we cover a little bit of photo news and we can come back and
Chris, you
important
found our
stuff.
photo news this week. Thank you.
My pleasure.
We had quite a hectic morning. You really saved our butts.
In case you missed it, last week before we left for Puerto Rico, we launched a couple of new books. Our new book on Lightroom Classic CC. The ebook is complete and available now, though we definitely might expand it a little bit as we get the opportunity. You'll get those updates for free, as long as it's still Lightroom Classic CC. Every time there's a new version of Lightroom, we have to release a new book.
Yeah.
So you get updates within, as long as Adobe considers it the same product, we keep giving you updates.
They're making
to
it pretty tough for us with these names.
Yeah, you want to complain about these names a little bit?
Well, I
It's
mean,
so hard.
it's just, it's rough. I know nobody likes the names, but then when you have to make a book and try to name the book, you're like, oh, you had to bring me in on this? What did I ever do to deserve it?
I know we already have people buying the Lightroom CC book, even though Lightroom CC isn't out yet, because Lightroom CC used to be out, but now they suddenly changed the name of it. So the product you were using last week now has it's baffling.
The product that was called Lightroom CC is not any longer. And then the new product is called Lightroom CC as well.
Yeah, all you need to know is if you were using Lightroom, now you're using Lightroom Classic CC. It's the same, but better.
It's
People
faster.
are super upset about different things, but it is much, much better. As somebody who spent the last week processing 45 megapixel pictures on a D8 from a D850 on a tiny little mobile laptop, it is so, so much better. Thank you, Adobe, for putting that out. I know there's confusion around the pricing and the names. Anyway, our books are available at sdp.io/LR. And if you don't yet have the Creative Cloud subscription, you'll definitely need it. If you haven't gotten it, you can go to sdp.io/Adobe deal to get that. Oh, and a frequently asked question, we raised our prices on our software books, our Lightroom and Photoshop books. SDP is still the same price, but people have been telling us we need to raise our prices for years, and we finally decided to do it. So if some people are noticing that and they're like, hey, why are your prices higher? It's because we offer a full book with 14 hours of video. And most people charge on the order of $250 for that sort of just the video training without the book. And we were charging $10.
Well, not only that, I wanted to give a deal, but then I was noticing people were like, what's wrong with it? Why is it? People were thinking there was something wrong with our product because our prices were so good. So now they're just on par with everybody else.
Yeah, it is a funny thing about pricing because we charge $10 and other people charge $250. They assumed ours was worse. But I've reviewed other people's training, and ours is at least as good, maybe better.
Ours is the best.
Ours is the best. It's also cheap. Anyway, it's still super
I'm so
cheap. What are
humble.
the ebooks, like $30 now, including all the video training, including like a bunch of presets.
What is this cool little guy?
This is a whole new type of drone. CNN, the news organization, just got approval to fly this particular drone over crowds, which has never been done before.
Because it's safe?
Because it does have some really interesting new safety features. All these components attach magnetically to the body. So the individual rotors will break off. If it falls and hits somebody's head, you only really get hit by one of these components because everything else will just kind of crumble apart. So it reduces the mass that would hit you. It's a great, great design. And then they have these just featherweight protection around the individual rotors to minimize the risk that somebody's hands might get hurt by them. So I guess the FAA assessed the design of this particular drone and decided, hey, it's okay to fly it over people's heads, even if they're not necessarily cooperating with you. And I think it's significant because I think it's a sign of things to come. Designs like this will bring drones into the mainstream, not just the media, but probably
This is a game
things like
changer.
security monitoring. Yeah, and it's going to be fantastic for a lot of things, and a lot of people are going to be scared by it too, because now once there's one drone that you can fly over crowds, I think the implication is not just the media, but also, police forces, investigations can use this, and I hope it's all for good, but I also know that people will have concerns. We'll definitely be seeing more and more drones now that there's designs that present less of a health risk to people, things that aren't going to bust your head open if they die.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the Snap. It's
Neat
I
snap.
already forgot the name of the company, something with a V, but I think it's just a prototype. I don't think it's a commercial product right now. So it's a company other than DJI, which is interesting, and a creative design. And I'm just excited to see it. I would love to check it out because I do think it's the design of the future. Adobe also announced what is content aware fill for video.
Yes. What?
Video.
Really?
Yes.
Justin, you're going to content aware fill me right
Yeah,
out.
we've been talking about that for years, right?
Yeah,
Like, oh, we should just add that.
that's cool.
So that really could be a game changer and just making beautiful shots, because like this top example that they provide here, there's this ugly street light right in front of this beautiful building, and in Photoshop you could take it out and create an image that was more the way your eye saw it. And you could do that in video too. If you were Steven Spielberg and you had a massive post-processing crew that could go in and do frame by frame removal of that type of object. So they're kind of bringing it to the masses, which means now you'll be able to get more perfect imagery in YouTube videos.
That's very
So,
cool.
yeah,
So
excited
I
about
guess
it.
we're going to be stepping it up. I like the second example where this really sweet couple is holding hands and then someone was like, yeah, get out of here.
Yeah.
You just got cloaked.
I just want dirt in my frame. Forget movement and people. Let's make this frame as boring as possible. I think this is from last week. Did we talk about this last week? My brain has been wiped.
I don't think so.
My brain doesn't even work.
We didn't talk. Well, okay. So Canon announced a fixed lens camera, what we used to call point and shoot cameras. It's the G1X Mark III, and it's $1,300. And I was blown away by this. It has what seems like a very mediocre lens. It has an APS-C sensor, but they've slapped on this very slow lens, and they're charging more than they would charge for like their interchangeable lens kits. So you could get an M5 kit, which would allow you to change the lenses and would be similar in features for less money.
Are they doing the thing we're doing with the book where they're trying to make this seem better by making it expensive? For
Maybe
people
so.
that don't know anything about photography, they're like, my camera is expensive. It's going to take great pictures. Chris is here.
Oh, we got video on Chris.
Chris,
Hey,
what's
Chris.
up?
Sorry, we just now got video, so we're all excited.
He has joined us.
Um,
I'm here.
and this G1X3, would you believe it, Justin? It's only 1080p.
Oh, no.
It's still not a 4K camera.
Oh, you find that
What is
laughable,
Canon
Justin.
doing? Well, it's been it was like 3.5 years now
Yeah.
that we've been shooting in 4K, and even my phone has been 4K for 3.5 years. So Canon releases a $1,300 camera without 4K. It's like, what are you guys doing?
Really.
They're never going to talk to us again.
Let's import some pictures and
Okay.
see what else we got. What's up, Chris? We miss you.
Hey, we've got some questions here and some good ones too. Troy wanted to know in regards to the books, do current owners of the books that are, well, like Lightroom Classic, the Lightroom 6 book, will they continue to get updates or?
No, for a new version, they won't get updates, but we are going to give them a discount if they want to buy the new book. Just because there's no way we just can't do that. We have to pay to get the books made and stuff. So sorry, guys.
Yeah, I mean, our deal is we will provide updates as long as Adobe is making updates to the Lightroom 6
Mm-hmm.
product.
And basically, the old Lightroom is discontinued, right?
Yeah, yeah. So if there's a new product, there's a new book, but we are going to give a discount.
You can email me, tony@northrop.org, and if you want a discount, we've been doing that. We've been handing out kind of coupons individually, but we're not kind of doing any sort of broad thing because it is a new book. It required a substantial rewriting and stuff, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of work on our part, and it's also a new product, and we still have to maintain the old product too. So there's a lot that we have to do. What else you have, Chris?
Let's see. A good question here. Can direct heavy sunlight damage the sensor of a DSLR? I had that question when we were talking about the eclipse and whether or not you're going to screw up your camera if you're taking pictures before the eclipse.
So on a general basis, I get the question a lot. Can people just take a picture that has the sun in it?
Yeah.
That seems to be fine. I've never had any problem with it. But when preparing for the eclipse, I put my big telephoto lens on a camera and I melted right through the solar filter that I had. So with my big 500 millimeter, not only would it have been enough to damage the sensor, but it was enough to burn through a solar filter that was specifically designed for that purpose.
Dang.
So if you have a big telephoto, you definitely don't want to point it at the sun for any period of time. But I've been shooting birds, and you'll be panning past a
Right.
flying bird, and you'll catch the sun in your 500 millimeter for a second, and it definitely like catches you off guard and blinds you for a minute.
Yes, I've
but
been hospitalized many times.
I think that sort of brief catching of the sun, it seems to be okay in my experience. But for prolonged periods of time, no, very bad idea.
I have a new idea for a video that this question inspired: cooking with your lens with Tony Northrup. What else you got, Chris?
Or cooking ants with your lens. Yeah.
Protein.
Bill Taylor wants to know, some camera reviewers are saying that the Nikon 200-500 5.6 is not a recommended lens for the 850, that it gets too soft away from the center of the frame.
We've been using it.
Have you used that?
No,
lens
because guess what? Did you see that they sent me the 600 millimeter f4, Chris?
Yeah, I did.
It stole my heart. It stole the show. I haven't put any other lens on it for wildlife, so I'll try it. I will try it.
Well,
It's
no,
good.
the 200-500 is what we were using for our first D850 wildlife video.
Oh, that's right.
And so I'm sure it's like $1,000 500 millimeter lens.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be perfectly sharp, but we still get good results with it. Yeah, if you have $13,000, you should get the 600 millimeter f4.
Well, we have to do a comparison, is what I'm saying. We have to compare the two.
You're right. We're going to answer that question soon. We have that video planned just
Yeah.
as soon as we get back.
We'll try it.
Let's take a look at a couple of
This
pictures.
is great.
I like this picture a lot. I
I'm
think
gonna give
is
this
a
a
great
pick.
example.
Let's enter it.
Okay, we'll give it a
You
pick.
just got entered.
I also think because the composition is so powerful that it would be great to add another element in there. You know, put somebody walking up the steps. Maybe if it's a wedding or something, this is the kind of thing you would plan out ahead of time to get this particular composition. So here we have leading lines, but there's no payoff, right? Well, there's that watermark. The lines lead you right to the
Well,
watermark.
I think that Paula had some great color, and I like that the line in the road matches the color of the trees, so that's really bringing it together. The watermark is too extreme for my taste.
And it's also right at the focal point of the
Yeah.
image.
It's a bit soft too. What's up with the picture? Is that just like from
Oh, she sent in a very small picture.
Okay.
But wait for a car to come through, or somebody on a motorcycle or a bicycle, and have them cresting that hill, and that'll give you the focal point that you need to really make those leading lines pay off. So the 9/11 memorial lighting up the skyline here, I think this is great. I'm going to give this one a pick. Don't
Yeah,
you
let's
think?
enter it. And I
Here-
think the leading lines are actually the posts in the water kind of coming together and framing the two lines.
Yeah, my first thought is that they intended this to be the leading line. But you're right. It's this motion here. It takes your eye right here. Ryan could have moved a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left, and the lines wouldn't have lined up right. But he clearly moved side to side until those lines pointed right to the memorial. That's brilliant. That's exactly the
You did
kind
it.
of thing I want you to think about with composition. Perfect job. What is this? This is Big Ben, I think.
Oh yeah, I heard of that guy. So
Uh,
we have these lights that this is great. This is really beautiful. Um, and they're definitely leading you right to the Eiffel Tower. And I also like the converging lines of the tracks themselves. Really interesting.
Yeah, so these are trains. He's on a 15-second exposure, and the lights of the trains form the leading lines, which I think is brilliant because you don't see them like that with your eye. So he had to know that a long exposure would turn those individual lights into lines and use that. Perfect shot. I give you a pick, so you'll be entered to win something.
I don't
I
know
think
what it
worked
is yet.
out.
That's how
We're a little
exciting we are.
behind.
We're like, you're gonna win something. We don't know. We've been busy. This is the leading line of the shore. It kind of circles around nicely and brings your eyes right to the horizon.
Yeah, this is the path that my eye followed. You can feel it when you look at a picture, and it kind of ends up right here. So we do have a little bit of payoff. This is pretty. You know, if there were a sailboat or a floating llama or something, might be a little
Floating
more
llama.
powerful. Wow.
Whoa.
I want to see an old-timey bicycle. Somebody riding an old-timey bicycle with a basket on the front coming down here. Don't you want some kind of payoff, right?
Why do you want to see an old-timey bicycle? You like those?
Well, I just think that would be perfect for this. They could be kicking up the fallen leaves on the ground and creating a little bit of motion. But I guess what I'm saying is I feel like it needs a focal point because right now our focal point is the square.
Yeah.
That's why I went so directly to the square because of so many powerful lines. But then
Yeah.
there's just like, oh, there's a square.
Yeah. I'm going to
So-
give this a pick still. I like it.
Yeah, but think about that focal point. Same with this, another example of leading lines without any particular focal point. You know, my eye kind of explored this white dot here, but you could have somebody sitting on the dock with a fishing pole, or you could wait for a sailboat to go past, just like camp out and wait if you don't have something, or plan something, bring something, put it on the camera on a tripod and grab an umbrella and go stand at the end and be a focal point yourself. Be the model.
This leading line takes you all the way down the stairs. There's also a pole that leads right to the middle there.
This is almost hypnotic, right?
Yeah, it's very cool.
feel like
I've
I'm
seen a
in
lot of
Hitchcock
pictures
film.
like this, but it's very interesting. I'm going to give you a
Vertigo.
pick.
Yeah, I think this one is really compelling. Whoa, I don't know why
Whoa.
that happened.
I see the leading lines. I think that the two men are actually the subject, not the train, which is in focus.
Right.
So I got the leading lines. I like the framing of the doorway, but I think that your subjects, the two guys, need to be in focus, and it'd be nice if they were kind of separated from the people in the background, just to make them stand out a bit more. Because the guy in the suspenders is kind of stealing the show a little bit too. This is dangerous.
It is, and here our focal point is clearly a can of Mountain Dew,
Do the do.
if that's what it is. So it's not too much of a payoff. Let's fill this. Again, we have powerful lines here, and my eye kind of went over here, and then my eye searched around for what I was
Mhm.
supposed to be looking at, and there's just kind of this little mini
Oops.
bridge there.
Same.
This is better. Here we have a clear focal point. It's the sculpture. The lines really help to draw your eye in. But yeah, I do think we need to up the contrast some. I think there's also a lot of the image that isn't part of the composition, like the entire upper third of the image just seems to be a distraction. So as you're composing the image, you might just think about which elements are absolutely necessary for the image and what you could possibly frame out.
And yeah,
I would also say this would be a great candidate for a long exposure.
I was thinking that.
Just to allow the people to move and become a little less sharp and thus not being as distracting. powerful lines in this image, but I don't think any of them actually lead us to the subject.
Yeah.
It just kind of led me directly to the background. But because it is in there, it actually becomes a bit of a distraction. Like my eye hit this bright area of contrast here and then went straight past our subject. Beautiful shot, right?
Yeah.
I like this shot a lot. Using shadows for leading lines. I'm giving you a pick for that. That's creative. The footsteps in the sand also create a leading line.
You just entered them to win a thing.
Yeah, you can win a thing. I think the weekly ones are probably going to be a coupon to our store.
Yeah.
And then we'll collect the winners from every week and give them a camera or something at the end of the year. Please wait for further details. But
Whoa.
what do you think?
Oh, you never ran that by me. That's a weird idea.
I got an old point and shoot here you can give away.
Win Chris's camera. In
No,
fact, you
it's
can
going to be
win
something
Chris's
better. I'm going to
D800.
think of something cooler than all this. Do you have any good questions over there, Chris?
Yeah, we do. Got a couple. Let's see. An interesting question, and it may not make sense at first, but if a camera is not a touchscreen, but it's wireless, like the D50-300, if you put a camera app on, will the touchscreen work?
Yes.
And yeah, it will.
It takes longer. It's kind of a pain,
It
get the
takes
Wi-Fi
forever.
up and running, and it's not something you do on a regular basis. But yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. And there was another question about the D850, the full review, not just the tutorial, but
Yeah.
they're looking for the review of the D850. And I said, I'm sure it's in the queue.
Yeah, our lives have been absolutely insane for the past few weeks. So it is mostly done and just been sitting on my hard drive, and it's just bottlenecked on me. It's my fault. So I'm sorry. We're working on it. But the D850 is a great camera. We brought 2 of them to Puerto Rico. It's just our camera of choice. It's durable. It shoots video and stills, and it did fantastic.
True.
And another one, have you thought about making a video about tilt shift photography, or at least how to mimic tilt shift effects in post, such as in the miniature effect?
Sure. I'll do that.
Yeah, it
Let me
is
put
on
it
the
in my
to-do
notes
list.
right
Maybe,
now.
yeah, okay. Maybe we'll do that this upcoming week. So we'll be in a place that's perfect for tilt shift photography. Let's pop over and take a look at a portfolio real quick. Maybe while I pull that up, do you have any other questions for me, Chris?
Yeah.
All right, tilt shift tutorial. It's in the notes.
All right, Chelsea's on it.
It's
Yeah.
official.
Yeah. Some guy by the name of Justin wants to know what's the best camera I can buy. No, I won't provide any further details, but I don't know who that is.
What?
We were just testing the forms.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
What, Chelsea? If budget were no object and you could just have one camera, what would that camera be?
What would it be? Yeah.
Oh man, why do you get to put me on the spot like this? Probably the D850 right now.
Yeah, I think for an all-in-one camera, it would probably be.
There's so many
D850.
cameras that I like though. I really like the A9.
Yeah, I really love the A9 too, and
I like the XT2
mhm.
for street. I like a lot of cameras, so that one's very versatile, the D850. How about
Well,
you, Tone?
Yeah, I would probably pick the D850 too. We always pick specialized cameras for different things, and it would hurt me to give up other cameras.
How
But yeah,
about
it would be the D850.
Chris, would yours be the D850?
I would take a D850. Just, why not?
Yeah, there you go. Why not?
It's like if you're gonna win a car, yes, I'd love to win a Jaguar. Why not? As opposed to a Malibu.
So we've had 6 people submit portfolios today. Which of these is catching your eye, Charles? Which one you want to explore
Oh, they
further?
all look so great, but the one,
really do.
what was it, Yosemite?
This one here?
No,
Oh, there was another landscape one too.
that one.
Okay. So Matt is a landscape and street photographer. I see he's got it broken down into black and white and color. Really powerful landscape images here. Only like 4 images though.
Maybe he just started it.
Yeah, it's a good idea no matter where you are to just start up a portfolio, because it gives you a place to put your pictures and it gives you a chance to outdo yourself.
You have gorgeous pictures. This first photo, that is just so beautiful.
Yeah,
I
this one's amazing.
think I have the same template right now, And I would actually recommend they have the 3D scrolling templates right now, and that's what I'm going to change over to myself.
Yeah,
And I
this is
would,
an example of the 3D scrolling template from another submission.
yeah.
So you can see the kind of cool effect that it has. Like watch the text roll over the images.
And I would recommend that because each one of your photos is very powerful and not having separation between them, it just doesn't do each individual photo justice. That's one thing I didn't like about this template for my work. So,
I would also say at this point, because you have, I think, less than 10 or 15 pictures in total, I would just combine the categories and just have this be your portfolio. Because otherwise, most people might not ever get to the color page.
plus
So
one.
combine them, and then later, when you have more pictures, go ahead and expand out and add multiple categories. Oh, a Yashico Electro 35, fantastic little 35 millimeter.
Yeah, so
film
we learn a
camera.
little bit about you. You have your email there. I like that. You have your number. You seem approachable and friendly. You have a photo of yourself. I do wish I could see a little more of your face. I can't see your eyes, and that's really what draws you into a picture and makes you feel like you're connecting with someone. So you look fun. You got a bow tie. I'm all about that. I'd like to see a little more of your eyes.
Yeah, let's get a proper portrait of you with a camera, even if
Yeah,
it's a self portrait.
yeah, you should do that.
Do that. Here's what Matt had to say about Squarespace. Super easy to make a way gorgeous. Super easy to make a way more gorgeous website than I ever could have made. And honestly, I think it makes my photography look better than it really is. Just a to be honest type of moment.
It is true. I've seen great photos on a very dated looking portfolio, and you just, I don't know, it's kind of a turn off. It's like when a restaurant doesn't have a good atmosphere, suddenly everything seems a little bit worse. So having this beautiful, clean, modern, stylish looking portfolio, it suddenly makes you look like a photographer that's like on the cutting edge of it all. Oh, this person has it together. They have a nice, clean portfolio.
It
They're not.
really can make your pictures look better, just like good presentation makes food taste better.
Yeah. So get your free trial today. There's no credit card needed. This isn't a trick. You can just get a free trial for 14 days. Try it out. See how your photos look. You're going to like it. And you're going to want to go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code portfolio for 10% off.
Yep, they give you a free trial, so just try it out. Thanks, Squarespace, for sponsoring us.
You can send your free trial to us too if you want us to review it, give you some feedback.
You want to do chit chat before we look at some more pictures?
Sure. I liked Chit Chat this week.
Here's chit chat where we read your comments.
Abdi says, Chelsea, we're not digital beings. Tony, speak for yourself. You are the one that started the rumor that you're not a real man.
That's not true. I am human.
You brought this upon yourself, Tony. Mike says that the new Adobe update will be the push that he needs to bail on Adobe Sia. And I wanted to share this one because I see a lot of mixed feelings. I think people are upset about the subscription model and maybe overlooking the fact that the product has improved. I've seen other people really upset with Adobe and other people really happy with it. So it's a little bit of everything going on.
Yeah, I am also a little bit uncomfortable with subscription stuff. I hate that kind of commitment, but realistically, over many years, I've always wanted the latest version of Lightroom anyway.
Yeah.
And at I think it's $10 a month, or maybe even less if you pay annually. Then you're paying $120 a year, and that's pretty much what you were paying before. I think the reason companies do the subscription model is just so their income every month is a little smoother.
Yeah.
Because before, like Adobe would get a massive amount of money once every 2 years when they release a new product, and then their income would drop to next to nothing. So now, from their perspective, they're kind of smoothing things out. But it also motivates them to release updates on a more regular basis rather than just kind of queuing up all the good stuff for 2 years. Now they can just give it to you every couple of months, and that's what we've been seeing with Photoshop and Premiere Pro. And it's nice to get just regular updates rather than being forced to wait forever for the next new big
I do like
product
that.
launch.
I don't like the subscription model having to pay every month, but I do like the subscription model that I get little updates every now and then. So,
And it includes both Lightroom and Photoshop, as well as the new Lightroom CC. I think it's not a bad deal.
Anthony Roberts said, naturalness is a bourgeois concept, as is Tony Northrup. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
He thinks you're a bourgeois concept. What
Got
do you
Chris,
think about
too.
that, Chris? That one made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, I don't know. Just Tony as a bourgeois capitalista.
That's funny. Philippe said, "Hi, now you're star, international star. So don't forget to speak international language. Please don't speak so quickly and with a BBC One accent. Thank you very much. Froggies, merci beaucoup." What? I've never had anyone say that to me before. Maybe he's talking about you. Do you have a BBC One accent?
I don't know what sort of BBC he's watching. Do they?
I'm just
Do you
saying.
sound like Peter Dinklage or something? I don't know.
Maybe. Well, I appreciate the feedback.
Got a paid comment from Roddy. Welcome back from PR. And thanks for bringing awareness to the struggles. Great job.
Oh, thank you.
De nada.
Yeah.
Thanks for the money.
Fokushi says, this guy clearly goes to a lot of kids' birthday parties.
What? Is he talking about me?
Yeah.
I have been to a lot of kids' birthday parties, but only because I have a kid. I don't know. Does he think I'm a magician or a clown or a pony? I don't know what he thinks I am.
I have
A
no idea.
piñata?
But I like that people have that impression of you. I'm going to get you a t-shirt. And Jay said, dang, you look like Billy Bob Thornton.
Yep, it's the bi-monthly "you look like Billy Bob Thornton" comment.
Okay, I think this is our last one. And this one, I'm so shook.
Oh no.
See this sweet little girl? She said, you guys just
Makina.
beeping suck at it. You not doing anything right. And I said, Makina, I'm telling your mother. I know she raised you better than that. You don't use that language, okay?
I can't even trash talk her back because she's like 11. What am I going to do? Just cut loose on her? And make fun of her for only having 300 subscribers? I can't do that.
I couldn't do that.
No way. No way could I gloat that I have over 2,000 more subscribers than her.
Honey,
Your face, McKenna.
don't trash talk Makina, okay? I have to go tell her mom about this.
Let's look at some more pictures. We're looking at leading line photos. You can send your own leading line photo in at sdp.io/submit. This is definitely a photo with powerful leading lines, but is there a payoff, Chelsea? You broke Chelsea.
Yeah, it's this kid. This little one in red, if all these other people would get out of the way.
My tactic would be to just wait until somebody interesting comes through and something that would make a focal point.
Yeah.
Fantastic shot, right? I'll give it a pick.
Oh, yeah.
The lines are all over the place. They lead your eye through in a chaotic manner, but
Who do
they're
you
so
think-
powerful.
I have a question for you looking at this photo. Who do you think is the guy that everybody wants to win?
I don't know. This guy's shorts are pretty cool. Who do you think?
Wow, I just felt like this beam of light coming down on him. It's like he is like the chosen one in the ring. But it was beautiful. Great photo.
Good shot, Jimmy. Matt Armon.
Hey, Matt. I like your picture. I really like the colors in this photo. I think a long exposure would have been cool with this one.
Yeah, and we've covered it a few times, but we're kind of missing a focal point here. I'm just going to show you a quick trick with the graduated filter where you can kind of bring that super bright sky down. This is going to look way better if you do it with the raw file, but let's drag it down a little bit further even, and then I will just raise the overall exposure. And if we do before and after, you can see it just managed to bring the whole contrast down. You could also just drag the contrast slider down. A little quicker way to do it. So this picture does have these kind of powerful leading lines, and it has a great focal point of our kid here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's so much like distraction going on. Don't you
Yeah.
think? Like we have these and all this kind of mess going back here. A simpler composition would be nice if you could find it, but I think overall it's a great shot.
Ooh, look at that payoff. I'm going to enter this. Pick. Ooh, bath.
Yeah, this one deserves a pick because of this dude in the middle. Otherwise, the shot wouldn't be that interesting, but they waited until the right moment, and it's high contrast. He's like perfectly silhouetted. Crossroads Village by Bill Frysema.
I feel there's some lines on the boards. I can see that, like it's all coming to this window, but it's a nice picture.
Yeah, I think it's a nice picture. The light is beautiful.
I'm moving on.
I think the processing in the sky was a little bit much. I understand you were dealing with a high contrast situation, but I think it ended up looking a little processy, which it's not bad.
I'm
okay.
not seeing the leading lines though.
But yeah,
Ooh,
I think this picture's fascinating. I'm going to
it's
give this one a pick.
interesting.
I love his shadow. I love the fact that his face is just
gone.
blocked out. I am sure it's not going to be a popular picture, but it's the type of picture that I like. I might even want to see it in black and white, but for now, we'll just kind of move on.
I like the arrow to the sky. That's the leading line. Look it.
Brilliant, Shan. Yeah, I gave
Shan,
this one a pick right away.
You took something ugly and overlooked like a road sign and you made it a part of a beautiful photo.
Cool shot.
Isn't that cool, Chris?
Yeah, you made Chris
Very
speak up.
Whoa, Chris, look at this one.
Christopher
Do you think that's
Rios.
real? You can just surf under a bridge like that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Why'd you say it
Justin
like
says,
that,
yeah.
Justin?
Yeah, because I've seen it in San Diego for sure.
Wow.
Oh, this is in San Diego. Let's give him a pick because we definitely see a lot of this specific shot under here, but then there's nothing going on. It's just that. And having the surfer in there, waiting until that perfect moment. I know it took patience. It wasn't like you were just walking past and picked the camera up. You waited for this to happen. The black bodysuit against the white of the
Yeah,
water.
it's really
Brilliant
excellent.
shot. You get a pick. Wow.
Oh,
What
I
a powerful
like
shot.
yeah. Good shots today.
Yeah, very carefully arranged. Is it bugging anybody else that this handle is just like very slightly off angle here? Is that just me? You could probably rotate it a little bit in Photoshop if you're really nitpicky about it. It's just because you've taken such care to so carefully arrange all the lines.
Let's give it a pick.
Okay,
They
great
did.
shot.
They worked at that. I do love crows. Is that a crow?
They're calling it a common crow. Yeah, it does kind of have could be a raven.
Yeah. Okay.
Good shot. I'm sorry, I'm trying to move on because we're
Yeah. Let's go
running out
quickly.
of
Yeah.
time.
There's leading lines. There's a payoff.
Yep, great. They had a person there.
Mm,
Definitely would like to see the eye, but the lighting there is beautiful. Is that a huge cat?
Johnny, that's a cat-sized cat.
Oh, okay. I don't know why it just looks so big. A cat-sized cat.
That's cute.
Okay. Try to jump through these.
Ooh.
Oh, man, what's going on? Why does it let me do this to me?
Ooh, I liked it cropped. Ooh, I like it uncropped. Okay. This is very cool. I'm giving this a pick.
Yeah, I like that shot too.
Good contrast, good lines.
Let's get a subject in there.
Yeah.
Get some payoff.
Let's go right through these.
Same difference. Pretty.
Ooh. Whoa.
Wow.
I guess
This is just so deep, right?
I think that the chicken is the leading line up to the can of the soup.
But then you get that little payoff with the word.
Destiny.
What do you think? It made Chris laugh, so let's give him a
That's
pick.
good.
Good job,
There was
John.
some thought put in that. I like that.
Yeah.
Good thought.
Oh, look at the leading line is the road, but also the dog looking away. I wish I could see a little bit more of his nose.
Yeah, maybe if you could have pivoted to the left or waited until the dog turned a little bit.
But it tells a story. I feel like his owner just drove that way and he's like, all right.
Yeah, I agree. I might compose it with a little bit less road here. Maybe get a little closer to the dog. But I think it's a great shot.
Ooh,
Ali.
nice. Nice colors, nice leading line. I'm going to give you a pick. That's a literal leading line.
Very nice shot. I like the long exposure, or at least the movement that's captured in it. But the lines don't necessarily lead to what I would consider to be the focal point.
Yeah. The
I mean, at least
train,
the
the
building,
train is
but-
the line that goes to the building, right?
Yeah. All right. Maggie.
Maggie.
I might back off the processing just a little bit.
Yeah,
Just
see,
tone everything down. It starts to look
these
a little.
trees are starting to look a little funky. Looks like you brought down the exposure of the sky. So you've got to just look out for that. I like the colors.
Yeah, good
Nice.
shot. Wow.
Mm.
Such a powerful line, but there's no payoff here. Don't you just want to see somebody on a racing motorcycle tearing up the road?
Yeah, maybe these mountains look very beautiful. Maybe I would have stepped just in front of this tree if it was possible and still gotten the road, but a cleaner background.
Yeah, or remove this tree. Like, get a saw.
Tony,
I love that you were in the middle of that road, getting close to the lines, though. You got down close to the ground. That's the perfect thing to do. I am afraid of this, but okay.
oh,
We
that's
didn't
interesting.
have anything hidden in there.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, what a
very
beautiful spot.
nice. I think it needs,
Yeah, this is one of those cases where the sort of HDR tone mapping processing actually reduced the contrast too much and made it a little washed out.
yeah.
So just
I'm
back
gonna
off
give
that a
this a
little bit.
pick.
But I think it's a beautiful shot. And
Yeah,
you're
it's
right.
very beautiful.
It leads your eye to the lighthouse, which is the focal point.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I feel like the lines of these boats take your eyes back. Well, really more to like here. They all kind of converge over here. But I do think it's a cool shot. Oh,
Ooh, I like this one.
yeah, I
Makes
like that
sense.
one too.
Um, you guys are cute. You technically really followed the rules. It's just her pose is a little bit awkward. Unless she really just loves that wall.
It could be.
Her
I
best
really
pose.
like this shot.
Me too.
There's a lot
Except
of fringing.
all this is very fringy.
Yeah. So we have a video on fringing. Look, search for fringing on our channel and you'll find it. But otherwise, I think it's a very powerful shot. Oh, wow.
So cool.
Pick, right?
Kylie, yeah, pick.
Great shot,
Pick all the
Kylie.
way.
Yeah, you get a pick for
Really
that one.
interesting and unique. I love uh, not only the lines of that red V bring your attention down, but the color. Your eyes are led up and then it brings you right back down to her. There's a lot of movement in the photo because of that. It makes you look around.
Yeah, powerful composition. Great use of negative space. Uh, yeah, here using the line of the bridges to draw your eye to the castle is a great idea. Again,
So
same
much
concern about the fringing.
fringiness today.
Yeah.
Any other questions, Chris?
So that guy.
Oh, I can't
Great
hear
shot,
you.
Jim. I think
Sorry
you're
about
muted there,
that.
Chris.
That's
No
all right.
problem.
Okay, there's a comment, and some people wanted to know, okay, these picks are going to win, and where can they go to vote? Can they vote?
You know,
I would toss that over to Chris. Do we know? I know you've been working on that, but we had to
Yeah,
leave so abruptly.
sdp.io/vote.
okay.
They
Oh,
can
okay.
vote starting 24 hours after the show, because we have to build it so that they can
Cute.
vote. But by tomorrow morning, you should be able to vote.
What about last week's stuff? Is that? Oh, it just hasn't been set up.
We hadn't announced it, so I don't think anybody knew to vote. So
Oh, okay.
Okay.
we could put it up, but
Yeah, we might have to do something. Okay, so go to scp.io/vote. We'll have to make some titles and stuff for that. It's a new process for us, and unfortunately, we just haven't been able to put the time into setting it up like we should.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We're going to think of a prize. You're going to win a thing. So that's exciting.
It'll be cool, like Chelsea.
This is a nice leading line, and you have a payoff with the people.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
This is a fantastic
payoff.
shot, right?
Yeah.
I'll give this one a pick, though. I think I would change the crop because we have all this over here, and
Oh.
did not mean to do that. Let's just pull that in without rotating it, and
Nice.
great contrast on the subject there.
I like-
Pippin. Just gives a little payoff there.
Yeah, we don't have much time left, so I'm going to go through these quickly to try to see more of your photos.
I like
I
that
like the
shot.
leading lines of the stones. That's interesting. Actually, it's interesting enough. It's so classic. I want to give that one a
Yeah,
pick.
I agree.
This is a pick as well. Beautiful.
Yeah, go right to the cyclist. You got your payoff there. Wow.
Whoa.
This is some powerful lines. And they'll draw your eye back here, but there's no payoff. Once again,
I'm just tired of train tracks, though.
yeah.
Hmm.
Beautiful scenery. Let's get somebody in a nice blue dress out there. Okay, he's pretty cool.
I like that picture. KFC.
Yeah, here we might
KFC sign really
it might even
steals the
benefit
show.
to crop in. Like I think this is a more powerful image because this I think is the payoff.
Yeah.
But it's so small in this frame. Like most of this picture is just sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah.
Good example.
Oh, yeah. That one, too.
Yeah.
All right. You guys really nailed it this week. That's something to give a pick.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
fantastic.
nice.
Beautiful shot.
You added a lot of depth by putting yourself in the photo.
Great lines. Needs a focal point.
I don't know. I kind of like that one as is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it has like a very lonely Ed Hopper feel to it.
I think this is
Um,
a beautiful shot. I love the inclusion of the
yeah,
flag there.
I give you a pick. Marca. Mmm.
Chris Hay. Yeah, powerful lines. I don't know that they're kind of going
Powerful.
all over the place. Oh man, you and Chris both punning me today. What am I supposed to do with you
What did
guys?
Chris say to you?
He said that he was ready. REDDY.
Chris.
Hey, I was born ready. What can I say?
He was
Oh
cool.
man, more.
This photo is so gorgeous. I love the colors. Pick.
So yeah, Stormy, this is an awesome shot. I wish your foot hadn't been cropped off. That just feels uncomfortable to me. But it's still a fantastic shot.
That's neat.
Yeah, wait for a bird or a plane.
Nice. Okay. Oops.
Got a little earlier. Got a little too heavy on the blacks there. Oh, Louis Chan.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Pick.
clearly. I like that one on Instagram too. You should definitely follow Louis Chan on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the leading line of her hair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that a pick. Brings you up to her beautiful eyes.
Yeah, that's a fantastic portrait. I'm glad to see a real portrait in there too.
Wow.
Clean
You
that
guys really
sensor.
nailed it. This one is so cool. I'm gonna give that a pick. I'm getting a little liberal with the picks now. Really beautiful framing. I love that. Oh, nice. The guitar neck leading back to her. This is a cool picture. I'm gonna pick that. Whoa.
Oh, that's
Pick.
awesome.
So
Yeah, great
beautiful.
shot, Max. Yeah, what a great moment.
This
You
is
nailed it.
candid. Wow. That is just excellent.
Oh, sorry. This is a fantastic shot too. This is the kind of thing we've been talking about. Tons of contrast with the subject. I'll
Mhm.
give you a pick. I know we're gonna have a lot of stuff to vote on.
Really nice. Ooh, that's cool. I'm gonna reconsider that. What do you think? I'm gonna pick it.
Okay. Still pondering.
Don't pick it, Chelsea.
Oh man.
Why is this giving you more work?
Didn't your
gotta-
mother ever tell you not to pick it? Come on.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
He was born ready. Ooh.
I like this shot a lot.
Mm.
Nice simple composition, really no distractions in it.
You get any more questions over there, Chris, while we're going through these last photos?
Yeah, there was a question, and it might be a good idea now, especially since it's so popular. The whole idea of or exploring either as a theme for a show or for a video, the idea of drone photography for real estate photography and exploring the drone aspect or the quadcopter aspect of drone photography and what opportunities there are.
Oh, for real estate photographers.
Real
Yeah.
estate or other types of commercial photography use of drones.
Yeah, I would really like to do that. We'll have to put that on the list.
Yeah, so we have a series now called Drone Tip Tuesday. So we're giving all sorts of drone tips and teaching you how to take pictures with a drone, because just flying a drone and taking photos with a drone, they're two different things. So that could be in your Drone Tip Tuesday, Tony.
Yeah, I think I think the real estate side is so big that it would actually be worth some investigation. And we've done some, but I would actually like to work with a few different pros out there who are doing it day to day and
Mhm.
really kick butt on it. But yes, we will definitely do something with this. Look at this awesome picture by
Yeah,
John.
give that a pick.
Powerful lines, great subject there,
Great
beautiful
colors.
composition, nicely done. Let's get a focal point in there, Michael. Ah, very nice. Great job
nice.
putting a focal point in there.
Really
That helped a
beautiful
lot.
scene. You know, you're pandering, but I like it.
Yeah, what all is going on in the background?
Everything.
Yeah, nice shot, Troy.
Whoa.
Oh, what a great angle.
Cool lighting. Interesting shot, interesting angle.
Yeah, good shot.
I'm going to give that a pick. All right. We're
Great
winding
square
it
shot.
down here. Wow, this is beautiful. I mean, Tony's been saying to have something at the like a payoff, but I like this. I feel like I'm going to drive into it, and
Yeah.
I'm the one actually having the adventure.
I'm going to give it a pick just because it's such a powerful shot and the way the road just goes straight into the sky. It was enough of a payoff for me.
Any last questions, Chris?
Several people were asking if you guys are going to be at Photo Plus.
We are.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a part of the craziness. So we'll be there this week. We're probably going to go to the convention on Thursday.
It sounds like Thursday.
Thursday or
I know we
Friday.
have some other stuff going on too, but definitely come and say hi to us if you see us. We're totally into that. I don't think we have any get together plan. That's what people always want, but I don't know
Yeah.
that we have.
Well,
time to
follow
do
me
that.
on Instagram, and then I'll post some updates. So if we're going to do a meetup or something, you'll know about it. It's been so crazy lately, haven't we, Chris? All right. Is that all of the photos?
You want to just go through the final thumbnails and
Pick
just
a few.
see if there's, based on the thumbnail. Oh, look at this
Upper
shot.
right. That's the same one that I went to.
Yeah,
Interesting
so
pose,
powerful.
interesting picture,
Great
and
example.
powerful lines. You really nailed it.
Definitely some great shots this week.
I know.
Yeah, thumbnails are
Look at that gazebo. Wow.
Whoa, where?
The top.
Oh, this
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, also a great shot. Oh my goodness, Chris. Okay, you know what? You get a pick, Chris.
You get a pick
I don't know
because
that you can win. I think there might be some conflict. Of
we
interest,
liked
but
your picture and you
giving you a
tricked
pick.
us. So, dang, he's sneaky.
That Chris, he's trouble.
He is. Wow. Everybody had great pictures.
I'm so glad
Look
I
at this one.
re-imported because that picture of the kid in the upper right. Oh, great job. Here they set off the subjects from the background by using a flash in the back, I think. Sorry, Lightroom is still processing previews. It's better
I'm
than
leaving.
it was.
I'm leaving.
It's definitely faster when it's using the built-in JPEG, but it's so low res that if you zoom in at all, it just instantly tries to generate its own and it goes to its old speed.
Yeah, it's better, but it's still not perfect.
Wow. So many great pictures. I don't even know which one to click.
You got the Taj Mahal there.
This one's interesting.
Yeah, I almost wish it was skewed to the side a little bit so she was against the brighter background. This cityscape is pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful shot, Adnan.
This looks like one you would like, Tony. Look at the color contrast.
Yeah, I do like airplanes. Great shot.
It looks like a claw. Okay.
Thanks
So-
so much to everybody who submitted. I think your
Next
shots turned out
week.
fantastic.
Let's talk about next week because it's going to be another unusual day and time. We're going to do Tuesday again at 11 a.m. and the theme is spooky photos because next Tuesday is Halloween for us. So get your creepy, spooky photos ready. It should be a fun one. You can get dressed up too. We can't see you, but it'll be fun.
Are you getting
Great.
dressed up for Halloween?
Yeah, I'm going to be Chris Reddy.
I'm not going to be Chelsea.
Oh,
Yes,
come on,
we could have
Chris.
had a thing.
No, not going to happen.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us. If you want a portfolio of your own or just any kind of website, go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code portfolio to get 10% off.
Thanks for sponsoring a Squarespace. We'll see you next week at this same time, Tuesday at 11. Spooky Pictures. Bye. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Justin.
Yep. Take care.
Goodbye.
That is all.